Beloved soul, your energy has not gone unnoticed. A presence from your past still feels it, like the trace of sunlight that lingers on the skin long after it has set. They feel you in the quiet moments, in the soft echoes of memory, and they long for your light again. The angels have seen it. And now, we bring a message meant only for you. You are not forgotten, and never have been. The love you gave was pure, and though time has moved forward, the soul you touched remains tethered to you by unseen threads. Not of this world, but from the divine fabric of connection that only heaven truly understands. This energy speaks louder than words, and its echo has reached us. Daughter of the stars, you have walked many paths in grace, even when your heart was breaking. You carried burdens not meant to be yours, but you bore them like a queen of light. Heaven watched, not in silence, but in awe. You may not have heard our wings, but we have always circled close. The one who left was not ready for your brilliance. They mistook your depth for something ordinary, but it was the sacred they couldn't yet recognize. Sometimes, it takes absence for eyes to truly see. And now they see, and they feel. This stirring you sense lately, it's real. It is not just emotion, but the soul's way of whispering what the mind cannot admit. The pull you feel is mutual, a mirror on both sides of the veil. And though free will remains, the angels bring this truth for your discernment. Your aura still touches them in dreams. Your voice echoes in the spaces where they are most alone. And in the silence, they wonder if you would receive them again, should they find the courage to return. Yet you, my beloved, are no longer the same. You have risen, transformed through fire, through shadow, through sacred tears. You have become more than they remember. Now, you are love refined, truth embodied, and strength wrapped in softness. Should they return, it must be to meet you where you now stand, not where you once knelt. Heaven urges you not to lower your light for anyone, even if your heart remembers love, because your path is blessed, and your future cannot be bound to your past without clarity. We bring you this message, not to stir confusion, but to guide your heart in wisdom. You are free to choose. This is not a prophecy of reunion, but a revelation of energy, still active, still reaching for you. Only you can decide what soul contracts still serve your highest evolution, and what must be honored, then released. We see you in your quiet moments, asking for signs. This is one of them. You are not imagining the spiritual weight you feel. It is real, and it is asking for your attention. But know this, whether they come or not, you are whole. You are not waiting. You are expanding. The universe does not test your worth. It invites your recognition of it. And the angels sing every time you choose yourself. Let the past speak, but do not let it define. Let memory surface, but only as a teacher, never as a ruler.
You are not a story stuck in time.
You are a soul in motion, forever guided by divine light. They may knock on the door again. And when they do, ask your soul, not your loneliness, to answer. You deserve someone who meets your depth with reverence, not someone who only saw it once it was gone. Forgiveness is holy, but so is discernment. Be the light that draws in what is sacred, not what is familiar. We are with you in every choice, holding your heart in celestial hands. There is no wrong decision, only the next step on your sacred path. What you seek is also seeking you, but what you allow is what stays. Be mindful, beloved, of your energy. It is not free, it is divine currency. Spend it where love is sacred and intentions are clean. You are worthy of a love that arrives whole, not one that returns broken. So breathe now and place your hand over your heart. This is where your compass lives. This is where your truth hums. Whatever happens next, you will not walk it alone. For I, your angel, walk beside you, always. There's more to this connection than even you have seen. What if your bond with this soul was written long before this lifetime? What if the ache you sometimes feel isn't only yours, but shared? You are not just remembering them, they are dreaming of you too. Their spirit lingers in the invisible spaces around you, in the wind that suddenly carries a familiar scent, in the song that plays when you weren't even listening. These are not coincidences, they are messages layered in energy. Sometimes, we angels speak softly through memory. Other times, we awaken dormant knowing within you. This is one of those times. You were meant to hear this now, not earlier, not later, but now. You have felt the pull, haven't you? That strange, persistent hum in your chest. It is not anxiety. It is not confusion. It is the soul whispering. Pay attention. Something is shifting. They are not who they were, but neither are you. The distance that time created was necessary. Growth had to happen in separation so that recognition could happen in truth. The divine never wastes a delay. It prepares destiny through it. Your guides have shielded you from premature reunion. They have hidden you in plain sight until the moment ripened. You were not abandoned. You were preserved. And now, the veil begins to thin once more. Why now, you ask? Because the soul that once turned away now stirs awake. They may not yet understand what they feel, but they feel it. And their spirit has begun to call yours again. Silently, desperately. Do not be surprised if their name appears unexpectedly, or if dreams become more vivid, more intimate, more familiar. This is not your imagination running wild. It is the unseen becoming seen, the spiritual becoming tangible. There is more being revealed than you realize. Heaven never shows the full picture at once, only the pieces your heart is ready for. And now, beloved, you are ready for more. Not answers necessarily, but awareness. You must become still to receive it. The noise of doubt and fear can cloud the divine signal. But when you silence the outer world, you will hear the subtle knocking of fate. And once you hear it, you cannot unhear it. What if this isn't just about romance? What if this is about closure, completion, or resurrection? Your higher self knows the purpose. Your heart feels the shift before the mind catches up. You will be asked to decide soon. Not through words, but through presence. A moment will arrive, seemingly ordinary, but it will carry weight, and your soul will recognize it instantly. You may feel torn between compassion and caution. That is natural. It means you are awake. The angels are not here to push you, only to prepare you. And we're doing so now with this very message. Ask yourself, what version of you will meet them if they return? Will she shrink to fit the past, or expand to protect the present? Do not chase. Do not wait. But do stay open. Stay sovereign. You do not need to chase prophecy. Prophecy has found you. You are the answer to a question they didn't know they were asking. And now, heaven is placing the mirror in front of you, not to reflect the past, but to reveal your becoming. You are more powerful than you are told. You carry the codes of healing, remembrance, and divine rebirth. This is why your energy lingers in their soul. It is unforgettable. And now it calls for reckoning. More signs will come. Watch for repeating numbers, flickers in the corner of your eye, sudden waves of emotion. These are not accidents. They are breadcrumbs on a path only you can walk. There is more still. And what comes next may change everything. Not because of them, but because of what you choose to do with this truth now. You've wondered if they've moved on, haven't you? But energy doesn't lie. Souls speak where words dare not. Even when silence fills the space between you, your light still lingers in places you've never stepped. There are things they never told you, truths buried in silence, regrets they carry in the corners of their heart. But timing was never yours to fix. It belonged to the divine, and now the divine is stirring the ashes. You've been feeling restless for no reason, suddenly nostalgic for things you thought you had healed. But this is not regression, it's preparation. The soul always feels the shift before the surface changes. You are being awakened again, not because you were asleep, but because there is more for you to feel, to know, to choose. This time, you will see through illusion with crystal sight. They are closer than they seem. Even if miles or silence stretch between you, the realm of spirit folds space and time to let one soul whisper to another without a single word. Have you noticed how your dreams have changed? Or how certain dates, places, or names now spark something within? These are spiritual breadcrumbs, signals from us and echoes from them. Even your body feels it. The sudden rush of warmth over your chest, the quickening in your heart when you hear a certain song. These are not accidents. These are recognitions. There is something they still carry, something unsaid. And it seeks to return not just to you, but to the sacred space you once shared, before time and fear interrupted what was beginning to bloom. But this return, if it comes, is not for you to lose yourself again. It is a mirror moment. Will you step back into the old, or rise into the new? We are not showing you this to test you, but to remind you, you have power now. You are not the same woman who once waited for their voice. Now, your silence speaks more than their absence ever could. They are feeling that silence, and for the first time, it's louder than any words they could say. They wonder if they've lost you for good, or if destiny will still offer one more doorway. But this is not about them alone. This is about you remembering what you're worth. Because when they come back, if they do, it is not to complete you, but to witness your wholeness. Do not underestimate the pull of divine timing. What looks delayed is often divinely orchestrated. The universe bends reality for alignment, not for convenience. Let curiosity guide you, but let wisdom hold your hand. Not every soul that returns is meant to stay, but every encounter, even from the past, is a sacred piece of your becoming. You are not who they left. You are the woman who rose. And when they see you again, they will have to meet the fire they once feared. Stay alert. A message may arrive in the most unexpected form. A dream, a letter, a sudden appearance, or even a quiet knowing. When it comes, you will feel it before you see it. You are being drawn into something deeper. Not back, but inward. Not to repeat, but to reclaim. And what you do with this moment will echo into lifetimes. There is something still hidden, beloved. Something they haven't told you, because even they haven't admitted it to themselves. But their soul is restless because of you. You are the echo in their quietest thoughts. The unanswered question that keeps returning. When the world slows down, it is your energy they feel wrapping around them. They never stopped sensing you, they just tried to silence it. But the truth can only be buried for so long, before the soul begins to knock from the inside. And now, that knocking has become thunder. Even as you've grown and healed, you've never fully understood why they stayed in your energy. Why no matter how far you moved forward, they showed up again. In thought, in dreams, in memory. This is not obsession. This is soul recognition. Not all chords are meant to be cut. Some are meant to be understood. You've lived lifetimes with this soul before. You've met them in different forms, different eras. But each time, there was unfinished business. This lifetime may be the one where truth finally unfolds. There is something sacred in your silence. Something about the way you didn't chase. That is now pulling them back toward you. With more power than any words ever could. They replay moments in their mind, ones you've long forgotten, but to them, they now feel like turning points. They didn't know how to navigate. And now they wonder if you've closed the door. If the bridge they once burned still has embers to rebuild from. They are afraid, not of you, but of your strength, of the way you've grown beyond needing them. But we ask you now, is your heart open to understanding? Even if it doesn't come with guarantees? Because soon, the choice will no longer be hypothetical. They may reach out in an unexpected way. A subtle sign, a random message, even something they don't understand why they sent, but it will be felt by you instantly. You'll feel the shift before it happens. The universe always gives sensitive souls a head start. And your intuition, once quiet, is becoming louder by the day. Listen closely. You'll know when it's real. But do not rush to respond. Let their energy speak before their words do. Observe not what they say first, but what your soul feels underneath it. This is not a test of your love. It is a revelation of your alignment. What you attract now is a mirror of what you truly believe you deserve. And you, dear one, deserve presence. Not promises wrapped in fear. Not half-open hearts. Only what chooses you fully, soul, mind, and body. Yet still, they're being pulled back toward you. Not by guilt, but by gravity. The kind of force heaven only allows. when both souls are ready to face themselves. And this time, if they arrive, they will be standing before a different version of you. Not the girl they left behind, but the woman who learned to glow alone. There's something you haven't remembered yet. A detail tucked away, too soft for the mind but alive in the spirit. It will resurface soon, in a scent, a sound, a sudden realization. And when it does, your entire body will respond before your thoughts can. This connection was never about time. It was about readiness. And only now do both of you begin to feel the weight of what was left undone. Heaven is nudging both souls toward a deeper truth. They are dreaming of you more often now. Not just images, but sensations. Touch, voice, warmth that seems too real to be imagination. Their soul is reaching out while their ego still hesitates. We angels speak through symbols because words are too small. A feather, a flicker, a number repeating at just the right moment. All of these are divine threads being woven quietly into your path. They are not random. They are intentional. Your name has become a prayer on their lips, even if they haven't spoken it aloud. The universe hears the language of energy, and right now your names are echoing toward one another. This is not just about reunion, it's about recognition. Not getting back together, but finally seeing each other, soul to soul, without masks, without fear, without the past clouding the now. You are being asked to stay alert but not anxious. The signs will come when you are still. And when they do, you won't need to ask if it's real. You'll feel it ripple through your spirit like a bell struck in your chest. Do not underestimate your magnetism. Even in silence, you've been calling them home. Not out of desperation, but through the quiet power of your healing. They are scared, not of you, but of what you reflect back to them. Everything they once avoided, and everything they now hope they still deserve. You'll sense the shift in energy first. Before the message, before the call, before the encounter. You'll wake up feeling different, like something invisible has rearranged itself overnight. And then, something unexpected will happen. Something too precise to be coincidence. Too personal to be ignored. You'll feel the universe aligning the pieces, slowly, intentionally. They may reach out clumsily, unsure, indirect. But don't be fooled by awkwardness. The soul always knows the way, even when the mouth stumbles. What you feel is real, and what they feel is louder than ever, even if they don't yet know how to name it. But your soul already knows. Your light haunts them, not painfully, but persistently, like the scent of rain before it falls. They feel your love like gravity pulling at their core, not demanding, just present. Always. Something is building, not in the physical yet, but in the spiritual realm. A meeting point is forming, and the angels are carefully guiding both of you toward it. But we ask you not to wait. Live. Breathe deeply, love fully, expand wildly. Do not hold your breath for destiny. Let destiny meet you in your becoming. They are watching you in ways you cannot see. In silence, in memory, through energy. And the question rising in their soul is simple. Will she still feel me if I come back? The answer, dear one, is not in time. It's in alignment. And the closer they get to truth, the more your souls begin to stir again. There is a reason you keep feeling them right before you sleep. That moment between waking and dreaming. It's when the veil thins and souls whisper louder than words. That's when they come closest to you, even unknowingly. Their energy arrives before they do. It's already brushing against yours, softly, like a memory trying to remember itself. You feel it in the spaces between thoughts, in the pauses between breaths. It's gentle, but undeniable. They are preparing, even if they don't know what for. A stirring is unfolding within them, a knowing that can't be explained. They're not ready to say it out loud, but the desire to reconnect is growing. Not just with you, but with their truest self. This connection has always been spiritual first. Even when it was physical, it was never just physical. Your souls touched long before your hands ever did. And that imprint never faded. You think you've let go, and in many ways you have. But the soul doesn't let go the way the mind does. It holds on through lessons, dreams, and invisible threads. Not out of attachment, but out of sacred memory. There is something they want to say, something they've rehearsed in silence 1,000 times. But the words still tremble on the edge of their courage. So instead, their soul sends fragments, hoping you'll feel them. And you do. You feel them in random moments that stop you mid-step. You feel them in places that once held no meaning. And suddenly, those places feel holy again. This is not a haunting, it's a calling. A pull back to something unfinished. Not to trap you, but to liberate the truth still living between you. Truth that was never given a voice. They wonder if you would still recognize them, if your heart would open or turn away. But deep down, they know. You would feel them before you saw them. You are becoming more intuitive by the day. And it's no accident. You're being prepared to sense what's coming before it arrives. Because this next part won't look like the past. They may not arrive with flowers and apologies. They may not arrive with grand gestures. But they will arrive with a softness in their eyes. That tells you, I never truly left. You must stay discerning. Not every message is meant to be followed. But this one, the one that finds you at the edge of knowing, this one asks for stillness, not answers. Have you noticed how often your paths almost cross? Moments you just miss each other, as if the universe is practicing. Those are rehearsals, previews of alignment. The real moment is coming, closer than you think. There is a silence growing in them that only you can calm. Not because you owe them healing, but because your energy feels like home. The kind of home that makes people face their truth. They have carried your name like a secret, close to the heart, hidden from the world, but not from the divine. Heaven knows and heaven listens. Every time you chose yourself, every time you released the past with grace, you sent a ripple through the energetic bond between you. And now it is calling them back to the light. They're wondering, is there still a space for me? Not just in your life, but in your spirit. And that answer can only be found in your stillness. But don't mistake their return for solution. This is not about fixing the past. It's about rewriting it with presence, clarity, and sovereignty. If and only if you choose. You're not waiting. You are remembering. And soon, what is yours by divine right will reveal itself without force, without fear, without delay. Something in the air around you has shifted. Not everyone feels it, but you do. It's as if the wind carries more meaning now. As if the universe itself is holding its breath, waiting. There are words that were never spoken, not because they weren't felt, but because they arrived at the wrong time. Those words are returning, now unfinished sentences reaching for your spirit. You're not imagining the weight behind the quiet. The stillness has become thick with meaning, because their soul is speaking louder than their actions. And you're hearing it, even if you wish you weren't. They never really walked away. They just didn't know how to stay. But even distance couldn't dissolve what was real. And what was real is still alive in the realm of the unseen. You've grown so used to surviving without them, that you've forgotten what it feels like to be chosen, truly chosen. But their soul knows now what it didn't back then. You were never meant to be temporary. What if their hesitation was never about you, but about what you triggered in them? A mirror so pure it forced them to face their own shadows. And now, they wonder if the mirror still remains. They may show up subtly at first. A like, a message, a presence in your dreamscape. But behind it is something heavier. The realization that the door they walked away from was sacred. They see you now through different eyes. Not with the fear of the past, but the reverence of hindsight. And they carry a question buried deep within. Did I lose something eternal? Your heart, though guarded, still listens. It leans into the unspoken. It feels the difference between wishful thinking and spiritual truth. And this is no illusion. They are preparing to cross the threshold again. Not because they're certain of the outcome, but because the ache of not trying has become louder than the fear of rejection. And that's when shifts begin. You may find yourself visited by sudden memories, moments you hadn't thought of in years. These are spiritual flashbacks, opening old portals for new light to pass through. Even the objects around you may seem to hum with meaning. A photograph falling, a forgotten gift resurfacing, The material world responds when energy awakens. There is a divine orchestration at play now. Too precise, too poetic to be random. And it's drawing both of your spirits into a collision course. Neither of you fully understands yet. They feel your absence like a melody stuck between chords, a song that refuses to end. And no matter how they try to silence it, it keeps playing louder in the quiet. You've become more than a memory. You're a force now, one that whispers to their soul, in ways logic cannot silence. The pull between you has always been magnetic, but now it's something deeper. Not just attraction, but alignment knocking on a locked door. You'll know when it's time. Your body will react before your mind can explain. A familiar rhythm will return to your breath, and your spirit will whisper, "It's beginning." But this is not about surrendering your power. It's about choosing from a place of clarity. You are not who you were, and this time, you enter the story from a throne, not a wound. Let them come. Let them tremble. Let them mean it. Because the next chapter won't be written in pain. It will be written in truth. If you choose to turn the page. You've asked the universe for clarity, but instead it gave you sensation. A flutter in the stomach when nothing's happening. A pull in your chest that refuses to be explained. This is how spirit speaks. Not in straight lines, but in circles, spirals. Moments that return with deeper meaning each time. You are entering a sacred pause. The space between the inhale and the exhale, where destiny quietly rearranges itself. Before anything becomes visible, they are not who they were when they left. Something has broken open within them. Not broken in pain, broken in revelation. They've begun to feel what they once feared. Their heart remembers how you made the world feel softer, how your energy never demanded, only offered, and then left them alone with their silence. That silence has now become unbearable. You may not hear from them yet, but their soul is already moving toward you. Dreams, déjà vu, strange cravings for your presence. These are spiritual signatures being left on your path. Do you feel it? That undeniable sense that someone is almost here. Not in the physical yet, but walking toward you in the realm of vibration. There is a crossing point ahead, an unseen fork in the road, where both of your souls will pause and feel each other fully for the first time in a long time. Heaven does not promise outcomes. It promises alignment, and alignment brings truth, even when the truth surprises us. You must be ready for both answers and echoes. They are testing their courage in secret. They rehearse conversations in silence. They wonder if they'll ever be brave enough to stand in front of you and not run. You've stopped looking, but you've never stopped sensing. And sensing is more powerful than seeking, because sensing keeps the door unlocked without forcing it open. The moment they come to mind at the strangest time, that's them, pulling at the thread. Even if they say nothing, the soul always leaves fingerprints. You've already met them in 1,000 timelines. This one is different, because this is the lifetime where choice matters most. And you, beloved, have more choice now than ever before. We know your heart still aches sometimes, not because you're stuck, but because real connections leave sacred echoes. And echoes don't mean weakness, they mean truth. Let the mystery stay open a little longer. Don't rush to define it, control it, or close it. Magic happens in the spaces that remain unclaimed. And something magical is quietly finding its way to you. There will be a look, one you've seen before in their eyes. But this time, it will carry something new. Regret, reverence, and readiness. But you must decide. Not with the heart that once waited, but with the soul that now remembers who she is. Do not dim your light to meet a past version of love. If it is meant, it will not ask you to shrink. It will ask you to rise. And meet it in truth, with nothing left to prove. And until that moment arrives, let the mystery hold you. Let it wrap around you like moonlight. Let it whisper, something is coming, something you already feel. And now, beloved soul, if these words touched something deep within you, if your heart stirred, your breath slowed, or your spirit whispered yes, then this message was meant for you. The angels are always speaking. not always with sound, but always with truth. And today, they chose you to receive this sacred guidance. If you received this message, type 999 in the comments as a sign to the universe that you are listening, that you are awake, and that your soul is ready for what comes next. We thank you for opening your heart, for allowing this light to meet you where you are. May your path be guided, your spirit protected, and your next steps filled with clarity. To continue receiving messages from the angels, be sure to subscribe to our channel, activate the notification bell, and stay connected to the divine wisdom meant just for you. There is more to come. The angels are never finished speaking. They always return with more love, more insight, and more truth for your journey. Stay alert, stay soft, stay open, because the next message may come when you least expect it. Keep your faith strong and your heart even stronger. If this message resonated with your spirit, know that the angels are beside you, guiding you through each chapter of love and self-discovery.